Hey guys, it's Ragnarok 1001 and I'm here with a bracket tournament of all of the Marvel movies and shows. So how this is gonna work is I just have a randomized bracket tournament here and yeah, we'll just compare all the movies and see which ones win, which ones get to the finals. And then after that, I'll just tell you my just rankings of the movies and shows if you are interested. So let's start with the bracket tournament. So for our first matchup, we've got Thor versus Thor Ragnarok. I definitely say Thor Ragnarok. It's definitely the best Thor movie because the other ones are kind of weak. They're not terrible by any means, but they're definitely down there for me in terms of all the Marvel movies and shows. Yeah, Thor Ragnarok is just a great movie. I love the comedy. I love seeing Bruce Banner again. Yeah, he was really good in this movie. I liked seeing Bruce Banner in this movie more than any other Marvel movie. So yeah, Thor Ragnarok is gonna move on to the next round. Move on to the next round. All right. So next matchup got is AntMan versus AntMan and the Wasp. Yes, these are randomized. I know there's two Thor movies and then two Ant-Man movies against each other, but whatever. It's just what happens. So, anyways, I'd say give this one to Ant-Man and the Wasp. Because I just think it's funnier. It's a really fun movie. Yeah, not much more to say about it. It was a blast. So next I got Captain Marvel versus Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I'll give this one to Captain Marvel. I see a lot of hate for the Captain Marvel movie, but I honestly didn't hate it. Like, it wasn't amazing by any means, but it was a decent movie. I like seeing Nick Fury again, younger Nick Fury. Captain Marvel's like an alright character. Honestly, she's not amazing. But she's fine. Yeah, I honestly liked it, and I wasn't a big fan of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies in general, which is probably an unpopular opinion, because some people have the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, like, way up there on the rankings, but for me, it's definitely on the lower side. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna put Captain Marvel into the next round. So next matchup we've got is Iron Man versus Spider-Man Far From Home. Now this one is probably the closest matchup we've had here. Maybe not. I mean, there's a lot of close ones, but I think I'd give it to the first Iron Man movie. It was a great start to the MCU. Yeah, just Tony Stark had a really great arc in this movie. Thought it was really well done. And yeah, Spider-Man Far From Home is good too. Like, Spider-Man might be my favorite Marvel superhero, but I don't know. I think Iron Man would move on for this one. So our next matchup is Black Panther versus the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm gonna give this one to Black Panther. Now, I will say that I don't like Black Panther as much as a lot of people do like it. I think the characters are kind of too serious for my liking. There's not that much comic relief, which is fine. That's not always a problem. But I mean, that's something that I really love about the MCU. And I mean, it's a good story, but I don't know. I just didn't really feel like I connected to the characters that much. But despite that, I still think it's a pretty good movie. Has a great story, all that. And the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, well, good. It has a kind of villain. I just rewatched it recently. I didn't like it that much when I rewatched it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna give this one to Black Panther, but it is close. So our next matchup we've got here is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings versus Captain America Civil War. Now, it's unfortunate that Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings will go out in the first round because it's a phenomenal movie. But I just gotta give this one to Captain America: Civil War. It's one of my, it's like in my top 3 Marvel movies. It's just amazing. We got to see all of the Avengers come together. Not all of them. Like a lot of the Avengers characters come together. They fight against each other. This was a great movie for both Steve Rogers and Tony Stark. I don't have any problems with Captain America: Civil War. It's just really good. So I'm gonna move. Oh no, sorry, my mistake. Okay, I'm gonna move it to no. Sorry guys. Okay, I'm gonna move it to the next round. Gonna move it to the next round. Okay, so next we got WandaVision versus Spider-Man: Homecoming. Now again, it's unfortunate. That WandaVision is gonna be out in the first round because I really loved WandaVision. It's top 10 in terms of Marvel movies and shows for me. But I gotta give it Spider-Man: Homecoming. I just think it was a really great introduction for Peter Parker. It's not his introduction; he was in Civil War. But I don't know. Just throughout the whole movie, I was captivated. Like I didn't want to put it down. Like I didn't want to stop watching, which this might come as a surprise because Marvel movies are great, but I didn't really feel like that on my first time watching all the Marvel movies that often. So yeah, I mean, and it was nice to see like a younger superhero in the Marvel universe because all of them, they're adults. But it's nice to see like a kid's perspective of it and him having to deal with being a superhero and dealing with all the superhero stuff. So Spider-Man: Homecoming moves on to the next round. So the next one we've got is Avengers Endgame versus Guardians of the Galaxy. Hands down, Avengers Endgame. This movie was just, it was so good. I don't have any problems with it. Yeah, it was just a great time from start to finish. The end battle that they had was so good. Yeah, it's just amazing. Guardians of the Galaxy is okay. I don't know. I just didn't love it that much. But so yeah, Avengers Endgame moves on to the next round. And next we got Captain America: The Winter Soldier versus the Avengers, the first one, the first Avengers movie. Not Captain America, the first Avenger. So this one's a close one, but I give it to the Avengers. Yeah, I think Loki's a great villain in this one. It was great to see the Avengers actually coming together as a team and them having to like try to actually act as a team. All of that. It was just great to see. So yeah, the Avengers movie moves on to the next round. Next we got Iron Man 3 versus Avengers Infinity War. This one's gotta be Avengers Infinity War. It's a great movie. It's packed with just a bunch of great moments from start to finish. We get to see like so many cool team ups of heroes we love. It didn't end with the good guys winning, which is very typical these days. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's nice to shake it up a bit. And eventually they did win. So yeah. Avengers Infinity War has got to move on to the next round. And so the next round we got here is the Incredible Hulk versus Thor: Dark World. I'm gonna give this one Thor: Dark World. I don't think it's a terrible movie. It is quite low on my lists. But yeah, it's got some great moments. I like the characters of Thor and Loki. So yeah, I like seeing them again. So yeah, I'll move Thor: The Dark World on to the next round. So our next matchup here we got is Iron Man 2 versus Avengers: Age of Ultron. Yeah, not a big fan of Iron Man 2, so I'm gonna give this one Age of Ultron. I think it is probably the worst of the Avengers movies. It's by no means bad. It's a really fun movie. Yeah, I think Ultron is a good villain. You might not, but I do. I mean, the logic kind of makes sense, you know, and it would make sense. Like, he's a robot. His objective was to bring peace on Earth, you know, and I mean, technically, wiping out humans would bring peace on Earth because, well, all the not peace is because of humans. Not peace. Unpeacefulness. I don't know what to say. Anyways, yeah, Avengers Age of Ultron, moving on to the next round. So next we got Captain America, the First Avenger versus Loki. I gotta give this one to Loki. Yeah, it was just a... Loki is pretty cool. It's a good character. We got introduced to some cool new characters. They got Mobius, Kang the Conqueror, Sylvie. Sylvie's fine. I mean, I'm not that big a fan of Sylvie, but she's kind of cool. And some crazy stuff happened in that show. So, yeah, Loki's gonna move on to the next round. So next we got Black Widow versus Doctor Strange. This one's a bit of a close one. Not that much, but I'll give it to Doctor Strange. Yeah, these are both pretty good movies. None of them have like crazy cameos or anything. None of them did anything that's that crazy. They're just personal stories, and I prefer the personal story of Doctor Strange in this one, definitely. Yeah, I felt for him when he lost, when his hand stopped working. So yeah, it was just a really great movie. Sorry. So now it's time for the quarterfinals. So our first matchup we got is Thor Ragnarok versus AntMan and the Wasp. I definitely give this one Thor Ragnarok. Really, what AntMan and the Wasp has got going for it is its comedy. But Thor Ragnarok has that, and I think might be better comedy and definitely better character arcs, story arcs, better characters, all that. So yeah, Thor Ragnarok is moving to the next round. So next we got Captain Marvel versus Iron Man. I'm gonna give this one Iron Man. I think there's a better character arc there for Tony Stark. Tony Stark is a better character in my opinion. So yeah, and it's what got the MCU all started in the first place. So Iron Man is moving on to the next round. So next one, we've got a three-way matchup, and this got some good contenders. We got Black Panther, Civil War, and Homecoming. So I'm gonna eliminate Black Panther, because as I said, I didn't really connect with the characters that much. They all just felt overly serious, to be honest. So now it's between Civil War and Homecoming. I'm gonna give this one Civil War because, I mean, it introduced Peter Parker, so like the whole reason Homecoming is happening was kind of because of Civil War. They're both really great movies, but I mean, I don't know, like having all of those characters together, like some of the Avengers fighting against each other, that was great to see. So yeah, Civil War is moving on to the next round. So next is Avengers Endgame versus first Avengers movie. I gotta give it to Avengers Endgame. Yeah, they just did some really cool, epic things with it. And yeah, they had callbacks to past movies. Yeah, they just did crazy stuff with it. So, and I loved it. So, Avengers Endgame is moving on to the next round. So next we got Avengers Age of Ultron versus Thor: Dark World. I'm gonna give this one Avengers Age of Ultron. Yeah, it's nice to see all the Avengers together. I always love to see that. Yeah, and yeah, it was just a fun movie, you know, and I can't really say the same for Thor: Dark World. There's some good moments, but it can be boring at times. So yeah, Avengers Age of Ultron is moving on to the next round. Okay, so next we have another three-way matchup. We've got Avengers. Oh wait. It was Avengers Infinity War versus Thor: The Dark World. Well, it's still Avengers Infinity War. I am not smart. Okay, so it's still Avengers Infinity War, because, again, it's an Avengers movie, and they just did some real crazy stuff. They killed off a bunch of characters. They had like, an ending where the good guys didn't win, so, Yeah, it's a phenomenal movie. So now we have Avengers Age of Ultron versus Loki and Doctor Strange. I'm gonna rule out Doctor Strange, because, the villain wasn't great, in my opinion. Um, and yeah, I mean, compared to Avengers Age of Ultron and Loki, it just, it doesn't compete really. So now it's Loki versus Avengers Age of Ultron. This is a close one, but I'm gonna give it to Age of Ultron. It's got some great moments. We got introduced to Vision, Wanda. We already saw Wanda in the post-credit scene of Captain America: The Winter Soldier, but this is really where we got introduced to Vision and Wanda, and those are both some great characters, in my opinion. So yeah, Avengers Age of Ultron is going to move on to the next round. So our next matchup is a three-way matchup again. So Thor Ragnarok versus Iron Man versus Civil War. So I'm going to rule out Iron Man, because I don't know. I guess the later movies they're a lot better because Marvel's more used to doing these movies at this point. More experienced. They're better. So while Iron Man is a good movie, it's a great start. It's not like in my top 10 Marvel movies. And Thor Ragnarok, Captain America: Civil War, just phenomenal. So I'm gonna give this one to Captain America: Civil War, because I don't know, just like through the whole way, I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And I have no problems with it. It's just a great movie. So Captain America: Civil War, it's gonna move on to the finale here. So the next matchup here that we've got is Avengers Endgame versus Avengers Infinity War versus Avengers Age of Ultron. 3 Avengers movies going against each other. So I'm gonna rule out Avengers Age of Ultron because I said before it's my least favorite Avengers movie. It's not bad, but it's my least favorite Avengers movie. So we're gonna rule out Avengers Age of Ultron. Now, the next one is Avengers Endgame versus Avengers Infinity War. Now this is a close one, but I'm gonna give it to Avengers Endgame, just because I really liked a lot of the callbacks that they had to past movies. It was cool to see like how the Avengers are doing after like so many people died, and then bringing them back. It was just an amazing movie, and same with the Infinity War. But I don't know. I just enjoyed Avengers Endgame more. So our final matchup is Captain America: Civil War versus Avengers Endgame. So this is again a close one. Though these two are both top 3 movies, but I'm gonna give it to Avengers Endgame. Just because it was bigger in scale. It was more epic. They did bigger things with it. Both of these are really good though. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to Avengers Endgame. So now I'm just gonna go through my overall just rankings of these movies and shows from my favorite to my least favorite, and just say some quick words about it. So The Incredible Hulk is at last place, just because it was pretty boring throughout. Bruce Banner wasn't that great in that movie, so yeah. Iron Man 2, I didn't really enjoy it that much. I don't know, it just has a feel to it that I didn't like. Then Iron Man 3 at number 26. Number 25, Thor: The Dark World. Number 24, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This might come as a surprise, but number 23, Black Widow. That's a surprise to me, kind of, that it's so low. But I mean, I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it that much, and there's some great Marvel movies, so yeah, it's very low, to be honest. But yeah, so this is another surprise. Number 22, Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. Like, the comedy doesn't hit that well. Like, it hits in the start of the movie, and then after that, it's kind of like eh. It's not by any means a bad movie. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it that much. So number 21 is Thor. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Not much to say about it. Number 20, Captain Marvel. Same stuff about Thor, pretty much. Both enjoyable movies, but not amazing. Number 19 is AntMan. It's a pretty cool movie. Number 18 is Captain America: The First Avenger. Number 17, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Number 16, Doctor Strange. Number 15, Spider-Man: Far From Home. Number 14, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Number 13, Black Panther. Number 12, Iron Man. Number 11, Loki. Number 10, Avengers: Age of Ultron. Number 9, WandaVision. Number 8, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, despite it going out in the first round. But it was against Civil War, I think. So, I mean, that's hard to beat. So, number 7, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Number 6, Thor: Ragnarok. Number 5, Avengers. Number 4, Spider-Man: Homecoming. Number 3, Captain America: Civil War. Number 2, Avengers: Infinity War. And number 1 is Avengers: Endgame. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you liked it, give it a like, subscribe. I do a lot of Marvel content on this channel. I also cover Star Wars, Pixar, Disney, that kind of